All right, preparing to share screen. All right, so as we close out chapter 4, um, and I did realize that some of the ones that were sent out, you were unable to open. I will be sending them out in smaller sectors. Okay, so don't worry about it. I'm just gonna reboot and send them out differently. Uh, all right, so this particular chapter, we learn in observation the learning styles and also look at teaching styles. So we all pretty much took a look at ourselves and find out where we were versus where we're going. And so together, let's review chapter and what is this? So together, let's review chapter 4 study guide. And chapter 4 study guide also becomes chapter 4 test. All right. We will collect these, and these are some of our key areas that we'll study for our state board exam. All right. Um, so when we look at number 1, it says the master educator will become knowledgeable in a variety. And let's see if I could do this on a larger scale. There we go. All right. So it says the master educator will become knowledgeable in a variety of learning profiles and models, as well as the use of together lectures, multiple intelligence, testing mods, or demonstrations. Okay. Um, it says the master educator will become knowledgeable in a variety of learning profiles. So you got to make sure we're not just staying stuck in one place. All right. And models as well as the use of a lectures. All right. So you're gonna always evolve, but you're always gonna incorporate lectures and things like that. And it's not A, I'm sorry, it's multiple intelligence, it's B. So number 1 is B, multiple intelligence. All right. What do we call multiple intelligence? The things we discussed: naturalistic students, logical students, mathematical students, kinesthetic students, visual students, okay, verbal, those logical students, musical students. Those are multiple intelligence. One fact that we have learned, we should be using at least 4 in every class, and every week we should be using all of them. Sometime during the week, we should have touched on all of those multiple intelligences. Number 2, an individual's favored or preferred method of thinking, understanding, and processing information is referred to as the student's, number 2, C. This is their learning style. And remember, it's their preferred method of learning, understanding, and processing. We cannot say how they should be doing. This is how they learn. Okay. We adapt. So number 2 is C. Number 3, it is believed that 75% of teachers today present material in a manner that is B, analytical. Okay. Number 3 is B, analytical, 75%. So that means we're missing a whole lot of students by not varying the way that we're teaching. Okay, we're not adapting. 75% analytical is going to be more so logical. You're presenting information and you're expecting them to just understand it. So we got to get some creativity in that and change those numbers. Number 4, research tells us that we must integrate teaching strategies that meet the needs of a more multicultural student body than a variety of, let's see, what do you think? A, learning styles. Okay. Number 4 is A, learning styles. Research tells us that we must integrate teaching strategies that meet the needs of all students, of the whole student body, with a variety of learning styles. Okay. Although I am an African American woman, my thesis and lecture on life is not always going to be focused on African American people. Okay. I want a more diverse, and I love diversity in the classroom, diverse learning styles. If someone's, and this is my thing, if I have a student from another country, I'm learning about their country, because that, when you take time to learn about the countries or different cultures that they honor, it becomes easier to welcome them into the classroom. They become a part of the classroom. And I've had that at firsthand knowledge with my Spanish students, my African students. And so just incorporating even my Native American students, incorporating something from their culture into the classroom, or whether you're celebrating, historic months. There's a Spanish month, Native American month. There's even an Asian Pacific month that you can, for those individuals like from India, that you can celebrate. So finding some way to incorporate diversity along with those learning styles are going to be amazing. So that's number 4. And number 4 was A. Number 5, those learners who process information through what they see are referred to as visual learners. Okay, visual learners. These are individuals who have to see it. All right, I want to see you do it, and I can do it. That's how they process. That's how they understand. So number 6, learners who like to process information. Let's see if you can guess it. Anybody? Learners who like to process information through what they hear and also like to talk things through are known as, is it cochlear learners, auditory learners, audible learners, or ear-piercing learners? Okay. And the answer is going to be, drum roll please, B. Okay. Auditory learners. All right. And remember that if you look at this question and you would say, where's the STEM? That's that one word that leads you towards the answer, the word hear, Hear. Okay. They process information through what they hear. Okay. And also like to talk things through. All right. So that STEM word would be hear. If you look at the one from number 5, that STEM word would be see. Okay. See, visuals, hear, auditory. All right. Number 7, processing information by the physical experience of doing and touching and manipulating things for themselves is preferred by the what? Number 7, olfactory learner, oral learner, visual learner, a kinesthetic learner. All right. Our STEM word would be experience of doing, keyword touching, manipulating. Those words should sit out with you, and that will bring you towards number 7, D, kinesthetic learner. All right. And kinesthetic learners, they're learning, but they have to touch something. They gotta build something. They gotta pull something apart. And so this is why you keep something that's on your table that helps them process the information that you're teaching, right? And it really, this could frustrate you or it could encourage you to create and develop a different type of lesson, okay? Cultivate this student. Don't just leave the student out there and just think they're supposed to understand it. Number 8, Students come to us because they want to understand something meaningful. Therefore, they have desire, clarity, excitement, or creativity. And number 8 is A. All right. And this is being recorded. So if you hear a delay on the answer, I'm just trying to get the people at home or the people on the other side of the screen an opportunity to say the answer. Okay. So number 8 is A. Number 9, when students process and understand the information and how the task is performed, they have attained, number 9, C, assimilation. Okay. You got desire, input, assimilation, and responsibility. Our STEM that sticks out here is how the task is performed, they have attained. Okay. It's understanding, and it has to make sense on how this thing works out. That's gonna be key for a lot of students. Number 10, mastery of information or of a task comes only with, okay, assimilation, repetition, desire, or input. And the answer is B, repetition. All right. How are you going to be the guru? How are you going to be the best if you don't keep honing your craft? You don't keep studying. You don't keep going. You don't keep going. So the master of information or of a task comes only with doing it over and over and over again and getting better with it as you do it. You got some students, please know, that will be scared to even get started because of the fear of failure. So you got to be that cheerleader, inspiration, preacher, counselor, all of that to even get them started. And once they get the willpower to get started, you can keep pushing them to keep going, to keep going. So that is number 10. Number 10 is going to be B. Number 11, the fundamental concepts of the multiple intelligence theory are that intelligence is not fixed and that is an A. Education is unitary. There's only one way in which our students will be smart. Really? Education is not unitary. There are many ways in which our students can be smart. And then C, we should work smart and not hard. Or D, only a few will benefit from each intelligence to a degree. Number 11 is going to be B. Okay. And here's why it's going to be. And it says education is not unitary. It is, there are many ways a students can learn and be smart. And sometimes we got to watch how we say, oh, you're so smart, you're so smart. But honestly, everybody in their own, based on how they learn, can have their intelligence, they can have the word smart in it. Okay. And so everybody does something good. They're good in something. Okay. And so that's how we will acknowledge that this person is maybe part of that 75%, and they just naturally catch on and you just label them as a smart student. Whereas somebody else who's trying their best and this is how they learn, it's different, but they're at the top of their game. When they do catch it on, they're off the chain. There's a level of smartness to that as well. All right. So as educators, we do have to acknowledge, using certain terms, that there's multiple ways a student can learn, and based on their intelligence, their process, their understanding of what you're teaching, there's a level of smart. Okay. And that was number 11 is B. Number 12, the students who learn best through verbal presentations, reading, writing, discussions, conducting interviews, and listening to lectures have a strong, what? Is it A, bodily kinesthetic intelligence, B, interpersonal intelligence, C, visual spatial intelligence, or D, verbal linguistic intelligence? And number 12 is going to be D. All right. The students who learn best through verbal presentation. That was our STEM. That was our keyword. Okay. They like to read, to write. They're going to use their hands. They're going to explain to you. They know the differences. They're most of the time probably going to be teacher helpers. So you got to tell them, come down. And I'm the only teacher. So number 12 is going to be D. 13, people who are better at comprehending and creating images have a flair for color and style and relate best when they can use things by drawings, drawing diagrams, and reading of flow charts. So this person may definitely read charts well. And are they visual? Are they verbal? Are they logical? Or are they bodily? And this answer is number 13, A. This is a visual intelligence, okay? Visual intelligence. You say, Ms. Cos, how do we know? Images, okay? Flair for color and style. They can see. It's a flow. So great. This person would probably do amazingly in fashion and hair designing. They can see the style. You can talk to them. They can put something together. Number 14, the student who can think things through in a logical, systematic manner and is able to quantify, analyze, sequence, evaluate, and understand the reasons for doing something is it verbal, visual, logical, or bodily intelligence? And number 14, the answer is C, logical. And the keyword was logical systems, analyze, sequence. They can characterize different things and they have reasoning and understanding. So 14 is going to be C. Number 15, learners who enjoy self-assessment, reflection, and planning and have the ability to understand their own behavior and feelings have number 15, B, interpersonal, which means this individual may not work, they may not work well, but this individual will probably prefer to work alone. Okay. They will probably prefer to work alone. Okay, 16. Let me see what this is. Okay, and we're at number. All right. So 16. All right, we're at number 16. The body wise individual who has the ability to use the physical body skillfully to solve problems, create products, or present ideas and emotions and prefers manipulative skills. This person may use their hands a lot. Number 16 is going to be D, bodily kinesthetic, and physical body was the STEM that gave you the answer. Okay. This person probably is a hugger, a toucher. They explain things with their hands. They're probably gonna be a person that walks around. Um, Probably like visiting other people in the classroom. Your bodily kinesthetic intelligence. All right. You may have to say, and I know Miss Malone, we've been teaching a long time. We've seen those students where you have to say, where are you supposed to be? get back on your side, get back in your area, or put the phone down, or sometimes you give them something to keep their attention so they're not all over the place. But I know for me, I definitely had to see that before. All right. All right. And so let's look at number 17. And we're almost halfway there. The people wise ability to relate to others, noticing their moods, motivations, and feelings. All right. Their moods, motivations, and feelings. Relate to others. All right. C, interpersonal. These people do well in groups. They like, can I do it with my friend? Okay. Can we work together? Can we do this as a project? They've always discussed it with a group. And so number 17, interpersonal. All right. What was our key terms? Ability to relate to others. 18 was the STEM for that. Number 18, the student who demonstrates the ability to comprehend and create meaningful sound and has an appreciation for an ability to keep rhythm processes. All right. This student, his number is going to be, what do you think? Musical, bodily, visual, or verbal? This student is definitely going to be musical. Great job. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Focus. Definitely, we definitely have to be focused. And yes, musical. All right. That's it. And so some people, and sometimes as an educator, if you can figure out like the information you're going to teach is going to be fun, it's going to be amazing. Yes, it's going to be life changing. It's going to be beautiful. That beauty information just gets better and better. Education knowledge is better and better. But what makes you different is how you deliver the information, how your learners perceive the information. And if you could sit back and come up with a plan that says, you know what, I have noticed Jimmy and Sarah and Ken, they are all rhythmic. And then I got Erica over here. She's very logical. If you could build a lesson where your goal is to touch their learning styles, you'll have more involved students, more students that walk away and say, I learned something. And then not just walk away and say, I learned something, able to retain the information. And we're not talking about just for a test. We're talking about retaining the information, not only to test to licensure, but 10, 15 years down the line, because you tap into something. And I've had students, I know we all have had people come back and say, I remember what you told me. You helped me out. You showed me this. It really, whether you're already licensed or not, we've had people that we have affected, we've played a part in their lives. And it was a very significant part in their life. And a lot of times we don't even know that what the difference that we're making. We know that we have a passion and desire within us. To go and to do it. And then here you go years down the line, they say, well, this is what you taught me has never left me. But if we do it right, we can have those type of impacts. And simply by evaluating our students, paying a little attention to them and figuring out how they learn, how they process information, how they retrieve it again, how do they retain it, and spew it back out. Okay, so that has been my thing to teaching. Like and I'm a people watcher. People watcher. I can go to the park and baby, I can enjoy ourselves just by checking out the scenery and watching other people, watching people. So with me doing it, I kind of also observe who people are, their learning styles, and even I spark up conversations just so I can learn a little bit more about them. And I love to answer questions. That also helps me learn a little bit more about them. And I know how, as far as I'm going to be teaching, I know how to process that information. All right, so let's look at 19. 19. To have the ability to make distinctions in the natural world of flora and fauna, and to be able to differentiate between brands of cars, planes, and handbags is a proclivity of the A, naturalist, B, logical, C, visual, or D, bodily. Okay. 19 is going to give us naturalists. All right. We know there's a difference. We look at details. There's a difference between some stuff. So 19 is going to be naturalist intelligence. 20. Okay. It says teaching ideas for the verbal linguistic intelligence includes. Okay. So now you're starting to see your test evaluate. All right. So teaching ideas for the verbal linguistic intelligence include using toss ball review, employing word games, mnemonics, affirmations, making collages, montages, and mobiles, and employing dancing and physical energizers. So we got the verbal person. This person likes words. And so what are we choosing? We're going to choose to relate and support our lesson with a game, maybe word games. We're also going to add affirmations. Okay. And so this is going to help this type of learner learn. All right. Yes, you're absolutely correct. You're going to employ word games. And then here's the thing, it may not be what you want to do that, but based on who's in that classroom, you take that same lesson, it can be adapted to any learning style. Okay. Because the objective is not us showcasing that we've done an amazing job teaching. We haven't done anything if there's no learning taking place. So we have to adapt our lessons and be prepared every day for who's going to be in the classroom. 21, teaching activities for the visual spatial learner include evaluating ideas, brainstorming ideas, making mobiles, or classifying and categorizing information. This is 21. This is someone who is visual. They may be hands-on as well. They want to see something. So it won't be A, B, and D, because A, B, and D involves too many words without them seeing anything. They don't want to evaluate ideas. They get their ideas when they start touching stuff. They don't want to brainstorm ideas, same thing. And they don't want to classify and categorize information. That's research. They don't want to do that. Too much, too many words. They want to put their hands on something and make something. So 21 is C. All right. 22, teaching tips and activities for the TRA, personal learner. Okay. This is the person that does not care to be in groups. They can work alone and effectively. So 22, teaching tips and activity for the person that does not like being in groups include, let's see, building mobiles and labeling them, having students role play, creating simulations, or arranging internet research projects. What y'all think? It will not be A, B, or C, because that means working with somebody, having a partner. And, even though A is visual, they ain't really got to do that. Okay. They want to arrange internet research projects. They want to use their words, their information. They're using their smart brain in that particular intelligence. So number 22 is B. 23, activities best suited for the bodily kinesthetic learner. This is your toucher. Okay, they use their body, they use their hands. So
I'm
20,
sorry, Destiny. Did you say number 22 is D?
22 is D. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right.
D
Sorry.
as in David. And so, yes, you will have those students that prefer internet research. This student also may do well with app, like finding research through different apps and things like that too in the classroom. You can put them aside, give them a project, and they'll get it done. You won't have to even go check on them. That's what they're focusing on. 23 activities best suited for the bodily kinesthetic learner. This and you have to find, summarize your definitions. My bodily kinesthetic person is going to use their body. They're a hugger. They want to use their hands. Okay. Um, Activities best suited for this person. They build, they take down just to put it back together. Are we going to practice skills application? Arrange internet research projects, assign workbook activities, visualization. And so remember, 23 is a person that needs to move around, they need to touch something. It will not be B and C because that's going to include, just being logical. It's going to include a lot of words. They're going to feel like it's a lot of work, or they're going to feel like it's boring. So 23 is going to be A. Okay. Practicing skills. So this person is going to excel in practical. All right. They're going to excel in practical. So any practical applications, demos, and then for them to do it, it's going to be good for them. They're going to be moving their hands. Okay. 24. The student with interpersonal, INTER. Interpersonal intelligence don't mind being in groups. They don't mind having a partner. They love actually working with people to get it done. It could be your people person. Could also be your person that feels like they're not strong by themselves, and we have to identify that. Okay. The student with interpersonal intelligence will find this teaching activity beneficial. A self-paced, independent project. We know number 24 is not going to be A because we know interpersonal, INTER, is working with a group. If this is a self-paced independent, there's somebody working alone. All right. So it's not going to be A. Team presentations, workbook activities, or logging information on the client cards. Which one do you think? Interpersonal works with a team. 24, the answer is going to be B. Team presentations. All right. Team presentations. You're absolutely right if you said B, team presentations, which brings me back to, if you review your slides and if you review your terms, and I've always said this about the instructor training exam, the master educator, the exam to be an instructor. If you know your terms, you're able to look at some of these questions and definitely know what they mean, your words mean, and you'll be able to look at the multiple choice and find the best one that fits that. You have a higher percentage of passing. Okay. For me, I am logical mathematic, but what I also do is I can log stuff, but I look at my term and then I try to summarize it. Like, what does this mean without me doing a whole library definition? So a lot of times I have one word and I know that it means such and such and such and such. That helps me along with everything that I do. Okay. Um, and I am a intrapersonal TRA. I can work alone. I would prefer to work alone, but it's always good to, if you're going to do a team, I can do a team and be a team player. I just want it to be fair across the board. And whenever because I don't want my grade jeopardized. So a lot of times you'll find me as a teenager working intrapersonal in school, just requesting not to be grouped together. Just let me get it done because them kids, and I probably said that many times to my mom, them kids, and I'm the same age, but just kind of many students mature in different ages. Um, And so now let's look at 25. Students with musical, rhythmic intelligence. What do y'all think? If they're musical, they'll benefit from listening to natural ingredients in product, listing natural ingredients in products, role playing, putting vocabulary to music, or playing charades. 25. Let's see what the chat says. Yep. Yep. 25 is going to be C. They're going to take them turns and they're going to put some rhythm behind it. They're going to put some music behind it. 25 is C. All right. And that STEM was the word music. And then we have 26. The master educator to challenge the naturalist intelligence activities would include, if you're trying to, your student is the naturalistic and you're trying to teach them and you're trying to get them to learn something. My activities would include observing and recording observations in content area assigned, conducting a 7-minute nature walk as an energizer, teaching outdoors if permitted, or all of the above. Number 26 is going to be, drum roll please, all of the above. 26 is D. All right. Yes, good job, ladies. Good job. Both you all said D. 28, 27. Verbal linguistic learners will have more success if they work in study groups to explain and discuss, recite information, outline chapters in their chosen format, or all of the above. Okay, so we're talking verbal linguistic learners. They like words, all right? And so what's a good way, a good activity for them to learn? Work in study groups to explain and discuss, recite information, outline chapters, or all of the above. And 27 is D. Good job. All of the above, okay? 28. When studying the naturalist learner, we're talking about our students, should study outdoors when practical and not distracting, create rhymes out of vocabulary words, study in a quiet room, or take time to reflect. All right. 28 is, let's see if y'all get it. Yes, you both have it right. 28 is A. It's a naturalist. Study outdoors when practical, okay, with no distractions. 29. A study tip for the visual spatial intelligent student should be relate content to personal experience, color code notes so each topic is in the same color, consider cause and effect of the information, or study in a quiet room. 29. This is a visual student. Okay. They got to see some stuff. Their eyes will follow color. Okay. And so 29 is going to be B. You're going to color code the notes. All right. So it's going to take them directly to the area they need to study. Studying in a quiet room, going to put them to sleep. Okay. Cause and effect, too much thinking without color, without pictures and movement. And so 29 is going to be B. 30. When giving study tips to learners with bodily kinesthetic intelligence, have them A. Group study with alternating discussion leaders, pacing and reciting while they study, using flashcards with another student, or all of the above. And the answer is D. We're going to use all of the above. We're going to get them moving, okay? We're alternating this. We're getting them moving. They're moving around. They're partnering people, okay? We're getting them out. They're probably not going to do it by themselves, but they're finding something to distract them. 31. Study tips for the logical mathematical learner include designing games that apply to the material, relating abstract information to something concrete in nature, thinking about why the material is important and what it relates to, or playing background music while studying. And 31 is C. Okay. 31 is C. Thinking about why the material is important and what it relates to. Remember, you're a logical, mathematical person, it got to make sense. It got to make sense. And that's really what we're working with. Okay. 32. 32. The student with intrapersonal intelligence will prefer to study by the student with interpersonal intelligence will prefer to study by what? Taking a 1 minute reflection period for introspection. I just need to think about it for a minute. Let me ponder it. Or a person that's relating content to personal experiences, considering the causes and effects of the information, or all of the above. This is a person that works in groups. They like to feed off other people. And so 32 is going to be all of the above. They're thinkers. They're activated when they can discuss things. Okay. So 32 is going to be D. 33. The benefits of identifying the learning styles of students include, all right, these are benefits. Okay. Creating lesson plans and classroom environments that appeal to all their needs. Formulating classroom presentations that offer extra focus in areas where students are weakest. Facilitating a greater degree of success for all students, or all of the above. What y'all think? Let's see what we got. Yep. Yeah, all of the above. And you're going to stand out as a star educator when you do that. Okay? It's one thing, if you take away anything, find out how the student learns and dominate. Okay? Push as much information in so they can retain it as much as possible. So when they leave, they say, I learned so much. You remember when the kids go on and say, I learned da 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 da. That's what we need to do. Okay?
We skipped 33.
We skipped 33. I'm sorry. The master educator could design a study plan for the interpersonal intelligent learner that would employ group study with alternating discussion leaders, studying in quiet setting, relating content to personal experience, or pausing to ponder over what has been read. So 33 is going to be A. Remember, interpersonal, INTER, they like being in groups with people. So 33 is A. 34, just to go back, 34 is D, all of the above, and 35 is where we are now. We got 5 more to go, guys. Then we'll turn it over. Educators who are fully equipped with the knowledge of their students' intelligence preferences and learning styles will have the ability to A, extend their bag of tricks with creative ideas and good lessons to make all students succeed. Be creative with lesson plans and facilitate to a greater degree the success of all students. Or C, enlarge our teaching strategies to encompass all intelligence and help make all students successful. Or D, all of the above. What do you guys think? Yes, Ms. Chapman. Yes. D, all of the above. When we do that, I told you, it's nothing but success on down the line. 36, when trying to assert which intelligence a student may favor, you may pose a problem and go about the room watching to see how students approach it. Some students may brainstorm, physically act it out, approach it from a highly logical perspective, or all of the above. Okay, all of the above. And actually, you'll have your students doing all of it. So you're just trying to see which one they push towards the most, and it's going to be D, 36D. Okay, 37. As long as the brain is still functioning, It is understood that there is no age limit for an individual to develop in, we looked at these, y'all,
Has
interpersonal.
long
Go ahead. Is it interpersonal, verbal, musical, visual? Which one of these that as long as you're living, as long as you're functioning, your brain is just going to keep on evolving. It's going to keep on learning. It's going to keep on adapting. Okay. And this learning style is going to be interpersonal, because you have, remember our section, you will have individuals that they have certain learning styles. It's like they're learning has a cap to it at a certain age. But interpersonal, this may be good for those individuals who are middle age or even young 30s going into the latter parts of 40s and 50s and things of that nature. Our memory could be everything. Like dementia is a real thing, and a lot of it pertains to food. And I'm gonna just use that as an example, and stress, things of that nature. More so taking care of yourself. And then it's okay to be around people, getting rid of some social anxieties. And that's a whole class. But you have individuals that, they got so used to being around technology and computers, they don't want to be around people. Could it be that being around people, working with people, talking to people, having social lives is a part of living longer? And you continuously having your brain is exercise, it's learning, it's functioning. And so the experts say that it's going to be interpersonal intelligence. Get you around some people. Get around some people. You ain't gotta love them. You ain't gotta be around them all the time. But I think that I believe the Bible says not forsake to assemble yourselves, okay? And we're going to act that same way in our salons, in our spas, in our homes. And I was just telling somebody the other day, they said suite or open concept. I said we need to go back to open concept. I want to see people in an open salon space. That's when you learned and thrive the best. And you had teachers and coaches. You had all this stuff that helped you. They were all, you didn't have to go outside to look for anything. They were all inside one place. And you were family, you were a team. And so, yes, interpersonal intelligence is going to be amazing. And so that's our answer for 37. It's A, you're going to keep on functioning. It ain't no age limit to when this brain stop rolling. Okay. 38, 39, and 40. Let's look at 38. We're going to reference also, you see these study guides down here, the answer key down there. Okay. 38. In every class of adult education, you should try to focus on at least one intelligence, one or two intelligence, two or three intelligence, of 3 to 4, at least 1 to 2 intelligence. Everybody has 1 to 2 intelligence the way they learn. Don't do it this way. I probably can learn this way, and be incredible if you can put the two together. So 38, if you find a person that is 3 to 4, and I just want to confirm, 38 is D. If you find a person that is 3 to 4 intelligence, I'm gonna need you to really make sure you know what you're doing, because this person can learn something just like that. They can understand it. And so the trying to be mediocre and just saying I'm working on surface level, I'm gonna wing it today, that does not work for this type of student. You have to literally study further than this student, because this student, not only are they gonna understand theory, they understand practical, they're gonna be a people person, love to work in teams, and they're going to be systemic. They're gonna ask you for to explain it and break it down. So we have to make sure as educators we're top of our game. So 38 is going to be D. Okay. 3 to 4 intelligence. In every class, you should be teaching, and you should be at least touching 3 to 4 intelligence. 39. During the course of 1 week, we should address at least 7, all of the intelligence, at least 6, or at least 5. And in the course of a week, you should have touched something in your lesson that touched every intelligence. Okay. And then number 40. If we design our classes to reach all intelligence, our success rate can be 100%. It's a win-win. Remember, beauty education, cultivating beauty, technology is involved in it. But 20 years ago, there were 3 layers of hair: cuticle, cortex, and medulla. Today in 2025, there are 3 layers of hair: cuticle, cortex, and medulla. There has been some improvement. So the only thing you got to do is bring some relevancy into the classroom, but the core knowledge is not changing. But what has to change is how you teach it. How you teach it depends on who's in your audience. And you can't just go in there teaching anything. You got to learn your people. Your people got to trust you and be open. You got to be observant. So it's not all about us. It's about the people, the learners in our classroom. I say in our audience. Once we learn them, we can take this information that and then add a little spark to it and just cultivate it to who's in the room. And it's a win-win. It's a only road to success. It's just up from here. Period. Okay. I'm gonna go into the chat and then we're preparing to close. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So this has already been saved. I'm gonna put this chapter 4 for my educators. Put it in the educator group on Facebook. And I'm also putting it in the instructor, student, staff, DCI Academy virtual training. It's going to be in that group as well. I'm going to do a separate email to try to just reorganize some things so you don't have to request to open up every PowerPoint. Okay, so I'm probably going to do 4 and 5 along with 4 and 5 study guides. And I'll send that, I CC you on that, Miss Malone. So next week, they'll be moving into chapter 5. Each study guide, you're just going to continue to build your binder, and there are going to be resources to help you pass your exam. Okay. Until next time, thank you for my instructor trainees and my instructors that came aboard. Welcome, Miss Candace. How are you? We went in.
Good
Welcome.
morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Quetta, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome. You have an amazing morning so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. All right. I think I may have seen an email. I had just a really busy the last couple of days, but I'm gonna settle in. Miss Candace is really taking a big load off me. Miss Candace, I appreciate it. Thank you, Miss Malone. And so I'm gonna give you a response today. I really think it's an old email, but I still owe you a receipt, okay? And I think it was your assignment. So I just want to make sure we put those grades in for you today, okay? Miss Candace, if you need anything else, you know where I'll be, and I probably have my computer on all day from the hospital.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all have a
You
blessed.
asking us all how we're doing. How are you?
Um, you know you ain't supposed to say that, but yeah. If I could be honest with you, I'm trying not to sing. Um, I'm trying not to be discouraged, but I'm telling you, my faith is I'm really pushing, and the only prayer request is a little strength in my faith. You know, so I'm doing well. On what the lady she said, it shall be well. I'm doing well, but honestly, if you could just pray for my strength, my faith, and that's really if a person has faith, and we don't want to be like preaching, but if a person has faith, you can do anything.
Yeah.
You can believe anything. I just want my faith not fall.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Yeah.
money, people they want monies and they want things and they want this, they want that. But some in life, Lord, if my faith don't fall, whatever the outcome is, just don't let my faith
Yeah.
fall. So if the Lord will strengthen my faith, and I even just said, I'm still here. I'm still here. So all is well. It's going to be an amazing, amazing day, and I'm thankful for you guys being on because you guys help. You know, you help get my day started, and I'm appreciative. And sometimes you need something to take your mind off stuff. And
Right.
so, yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. And it is going to be a great day. I may even post a picture today and say it's going to be a great day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so thanks for asking. Just being totally honest and transparent. All is well. It
Yes,
shall be
ma'am.
well. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a blessed one.
You too.
Okay. All right, Miss Candace. I'm gonna try to log off without I'm gonna stop sharing this. I'm gonna log off without logging you off.
This
Okay.
is Chapman. Do we stay in Destiny?
Oh no, this is the Cosmo class is starting. If you have an hour to join Miss Candace, Miss Chapman, you'll still get credit for it and you get to see how another class operates. But Miss Candace is one of our licensed instructors. Miss Malone is coming on. She's been licensed. I know I don't even want to tell nobody age, but she looked good. And I know
Mhm.
I was in my 20s when I met her. So she's been licensed just as long as I've been licensed. The same thing with Miss Candy. So any class that we have going on, Miss Chapman, if you want to jump in, hey, let's get it rolling. The more experience you can get in evaluating and learning how students work, the better. So you're free to go. But if you ever want to stick around, feel free. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Y'all have a blessed one. I'm leaving the meeting now.
All right. Well, good morning. Good morning. I hope everyone is having a good morning. Um, hey, Quita, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thanks for joining us this morning. And like I said, we stopped in a certain place the other day, and we just have been talking about the healthy professional. In a nutshell, the healthy professional is somebody that is walking in wholeness, I say, far as just a skim before we start on the last section. Um how they have a well balanced diet, um, how they're getting adequate sleep, um, their intake far as nutritions and vitamins and stuff like that, as well as their water intake. I know the other day we did like a little activity, and I just was just thinking and laughing on it. Um, have you been have you been getting in enough of your water intake?
I've been trying, but I 14 bottles of water. I don't know if I can do that. But yeah, I've been trying.
Look, I heard you. This you sounded like me. I was like, yeah, it said 9, but I'm gonna get enough of it in as much as I can. So, you know, as well as it talked about when to take off for a sick day. When we're not feeling our best, we need to sit down, regroup, and then come back so we can be even better. Um, so we come to the section where we talk about identify common beauty professional health issues. And it tells us all professions run the risk of certain health problems. However, some are much more common for beauty professionals. These are also mostly preventable or easily treated, and ignoring them could lead to more complex issues. So, we start by talking about allergies, overexposure. Allergies are hypersensitivity disorders of the immune system. Um, Um, Allergic reactions occur when a person's immune system reacts negatively to normally harmless substance in the environment. Such reactions are often manifested by itchy eyes, a runny nose, wheezing, a skin rash, or diarrhea. Many of the allergies that develop in beauty professionals are related to a few common sources: fragrance in products, preservative in products, chemicals used in services, excessive exposure to moisture. I know, like for me, sometimes when I get to spraying certain things and even using certain products, my nose would start itching and I start rubbing it a lot. And that lets me know that it's something bothering my senses. And so I have to watch it and be careful about it, because then I probably start sneezing and stuff like that. And I don't want to really be sneezing over my clients and stuff. So just be mindful of like certain things that you come in contact with when it comes to your products and stuff like that in the salon. You may work for many years with a product without any issues and suddenly notice signs of a developing allergy. This may begin as an irritation only, and then develop into something that can make it painful to do your job. While it may be difficult to determine the source of the allergic reaction, the symptoms will continue to get worse with repeated exposure. If you cannot remove the allergen, a visit to your physician may often offer some solutions. While the use of gloves can limit your exposure to chemicals, it is important to wash and thoroughly dry your hands after you take them off. In fact, the importance of thoroughly drying your hands after every exposure to moisture cannot be overstated. Once you have dried your hands, use a lotion or cream to restore moisture to the skin and enhance skin integrity. Always be conscious of ongoing irritation or symptoms and be vigilant about limiting exposure. So just be mindful about, you know, continually to wash your hands like we spoke about when if you're sick. Um, because you can get the excess product off your hand. So you won't have, some kind of reaction to certain things, because it could be the gloves. And sometimes gloves had a powder in it and stuff like that. And so you might just want to be mindful of that and just wash your hand mostly after whatever product you use. Try to anyway, or I was gonna say use the hand sanitizer, but sometimes you could use the hand sanitizer and you could use some spritz and stuff like that. It'll still make your hand feel sticky or feel some kind of way, like it's some residue on there. So I guess it's best to just wash your hand, warm water and soap, and then you go ahead with your next part of your service. Back, hip, and foot pain. Oh my God. We stand up so much. So these things will occur even when we have those mats. They say for us to recommend for us to use as well as shoes. But I'm learning that they talk about the compression socks and stuff like that. That should help, but I haven't got to that point in life. But I need to be at that point in life where I wear the compression socks. But
Well, I work at the I'm sorry for cutting you
go
off.
ahead.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
work at I work at FedEx, and I walk the warehouse floor for at least 10 hours because I work from 12 to 11. And my sister's a nurse, and she was telling me then, she was like, because you on your feet so much, you need to get you some compression socks.
Mhm.
So I went and got some, and they actually comfortable and they cute and everything. And I'm like, yeah, I should have been had these because they really do help.
I really need to give me some. My cousin been a barber for a long time, and he always tell me this, especially because I have sickle cell. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go give me some. I constantly be saying I'm gonna give me some, but I haven't gotten none. But I really need to invest in me a pair, especially because they say it also helps keep us from getting those varicose veins and stuff.
And
So
blood clots too.
yeah, so that's good. Thank
Hmm.
you for this. stating the fact that I need to get them.
But they work though, like I don't know what they do exactly, but they're comfortable. And I'm
It
like, okay,
because
I can do this.
I think what it does is it holds our skin and have our skin tight, and I guess it be able to have the blood flowing like it's supposed to. Because sometimes when you in one, we standing in one place, or we walking and stuff like that, like you said, it'll keep them from getting the blood clots and stuff. So
Hmm.
I'm thinking that's what the compression socks are. What it does, it just help um keep it flowing right, if I say.
Okay, yeah.
So it tells us proper ergonomics is the best prevention for many of the bone and joint pains associated with being a beauty professional. However, there are several other things you can do to avoid and reduce the pain associated with your profession. One is, while style is important, one of the most important decisions you will make is what footwear you choose to wear at work every day, particularly for those who stand for 8 to 10 hours a day. Improper footwear creates a tremendous amount of pressure on your feet and can lead to lifelong issues and pain. Choosing a shoe that offers support to all parts of the foot, including the arch, is extremely important, which is good. Like I started out real young, and at first I was like, I'm gonna wear my Air Force Ones and I'm gonna wear these type of shoes, and no, I learned real fast. No, them shoes will have your feet hurting, your legs, your back, your hips, your everything below the waist hurting, because like you said, we're standing for hours, and I'm one of those stylists who like to stand. I don't really care to sit down. Because to me, it's for me, it makes me move a little slower because I'm comfortable. But when I'm standing up, I go ahead on and get the job done, and it just keeps me focused. But now I'm learning, like, I wear my Crocs. They might not be the best either, but it don't have me hurting as much as when I wore my Air Max and my Nikes and stuff, my other Nikes and stuff like that. Um, but again, it probably will be better in with with some compression socks, because at the end of the day, you still standing up for so long. Um, my other shoes that I wear are my Pumas, and they have what's the kind of sole, it's kind of soft. I can't think of the name of it. Mm, mm, mm. Thank you. Memory foam. It's like a memory foam inside them. And when I wear those, my feet, my arch, and everything really feels so much better. And I was trying to find me another pair. And what I've noticed is I see a lot of people with them Hokas or something like that type of shoes on, and I'm wondering if they are very comfortable, because I see so many people with them on, from nurses to the older people to people who do a lot of walking or a lot of standing. I'm seeing this, and so I'm like, I might need to give me a pair of them shoes, even though they funny looking and they kind of ugly. But we can't worry about style. We have to worry about the comfortability, and because we're standing for so long, or we're moving.
Have
So
you ever heard of a brand called Brooks?
I have heard of them also.
So, at one point, like I told you, at one point I was working two jobs. So at the other job, one of the ladies, she bought me a pair of Brooks. I thought they was some cheap shoes. Them things is actually expensive. I had to
Yeah.
take like a quiz in order for her to pick out my shoes. And I'm like, a quiz? And I pulled up the shoes and they were running like $100 to $120 per shoe. And I'm like, lady, I don't know if you want to buy these shoes expensive, but she bought them anyway. And
Yeah,
they are so comfortable.
I've heard about them, and that's what I was when you said that. That's what I was gonna say. It was the when I go to my sickle cell clinic, my nurse was telling me that she was like, try you some Brooks. They might be expensive, but they're very good for what you're the industry that you're in.
Yeah, she's telling you the truth on that one. I can say that. And then they cute. She got me a pink pair. They real cute.
Yeah. So I'm gonna see with the industry that we're in, we have to really invest in ourselves, not just our business, but ourselves so that we can be healthy and up to par and just keeping ourselves together because again this is something that we choose to do and we want to have longevity in it, so we have to invest in ourselves just as much as we spend on products and just keeping the aesthetics of our business up. We have to also apply that to ourselves because again our feet, our legs, and our hands are very important. So it also tells us maintaining a healthy weight for your frame is sometimes hard to do, but it is another joint saver when you are on your feet all day. The joints of your hips, knees, and ankles were not designed to hold extra weight in a largely stationary position for long periods of time. I think we gain weight at times when, especially in our profession, is when we're comfortable and um we're eating. But again, I'll say some days like when I'm in the salon, I might not, I probably nibble and snack on things, but I won't have a real meal till I get home. So that's 8, 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock on the weekends or something like that. And here it is. That's late to be eating. And then we go ahead and sitting down or laying down. So like I said, we have to be careful about the weight that we put on because it's our joints are not built for that to hold all of that you know, for our knees, especially our knees, because we have to be bending and, uh, picking up stuff and stuff like that when we're in this profession. So we have to be mindful of maintaining a healthy weight as well. The other one is consider support hole stockings to avoid painful and dangerous varicose veins. These are hereditary for many people. However, even in this tendency can be migrated by use of compression garments. We just was talking about that. So it helps. The compression garments also help us avoid the pain that them painful pains that can come about because we're standing for so long and not only are we standing for so long, we're standing in one place for a long time. Um, it depends on what type of service we're doing, especially like say we're doing a sew in or something. Here we are standing in this one place for at least an hour because one, we gotta braid the hair down and we gotta sew the hair in. So that's an hour in some, depending on how fast you putting it in or how much hair you got to put in. So those compression socks would work well for us being in this industry. And again, I got to invest in me some. And you said it's some cute ones, so I'm looking at my cousin have these black stocking like I'm like I don't think I want to wear. I hated stockings as a kid, so I really don't think I want to wear those stockings now. But he always tell me they good for me, and I'm like, okay. But you
You can
like,
go to like a scrub store where they sell scrubs for nurses and all that. They have the cute ones. That's where I go and get mine from.
okay. I even heard to look on Amazon is some cute ones as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have to give me some. this is This is the third sign. Then I was told by my cousin. You said they cute, and then not only that, here we are talking about it in this chapter. So thank you. Um, Dehydration, and I just want to go back to when he was talking about the water intake, and this was so important to me because it talked about 75% of Americans are chronically dehydrated. Out of 100, 75% of us are walking around dehydrated. That means not enough of us are drinking enough water. Not enough of us are um, taking into account what the water intake does to help us stay hydrated. So while everyone knows that staying hydrated is an important component of good health, it is often hard to do on a daily basis. When working in a salon, spa, or barbershop, it can be difficult to drink the proper amount of fluid and also find the time to go to the restroom. Nevertheless, making the decision to restrict fluids to avoid bathroom breaks can have consequences for your health and well-being. In addition, your body relies on the water in the food you eat. So if you are also skipping meals, then that adds to your water deficiency. Wow. I really didn't take that into consideration because I do drink a lot of water, but sometimes I don't be drinking as much as I should when I'm at the salon because one, I have to use the restroom that's in the hallway, and I don't understand how come ladies have to be the way they are in the bathroom. It's just a pet peeve of mine. Like, come
What
on
you
now.
said?
How come y'all can't flush the toilet? How come y'all got stuff everywhere? Just hold my peace, Lord. So I do sometimes try not to drink a lot so I don't have to go into the restroom that's in the hallway. Um, and like it just said, that's not a good thing. So I'm gonna have to be mindful of the things I'm reading so that I can do well. Um, So also talks about the initial signs of dehydration may be subtle, but by the time you feel thirsty, you are already dehydrated. If you let the problem persist, the symptoms will continue to escalate with dizziness, increased heart rate, and fainting. Remember, your body requires water to function, and your um clients deserve your best judgment and steady hands when providing a service. Things that could be jeopardized by allowing yourself to become dehydrated. I have done that as far as been got dizzy, especially like sometimes I've been a drop the comb or a clippy and I pick it up and then when I get stand back up, you have to close your eyes and almost kind of catch your balance. And I never really thought about it being my water intake. So like I said, I'm gonna have to take into consideration what I'm reading. Um, Reading is very fundamental, they say. You'll learn something new often if we just read and if we pick up a book and we read. So um I like I try to tell my clients um when they start talking about their hair and stuff like that, and I say my analogy being, you know how like you have a plant, and in order for it to grow, we have to water it. So this just like our body, we have to water it, and like you said, we can tell that we're dehydrated when we start feeling like I'm just so thirsty. And sometimes I be like, I need some water. I feel like a fish out of the water. Cause that's when I done got really thirsty. And so I'm gonna have to realize that's just not thirst, that's dehydration. So our water intake what we have to continue to remind ourselves on sometimes even when we finna get ready to pick up a drink or a juice that's more concentrated in sugar than, water based. Um so again, like I said, just think about how your body feels when it's telling you, hey, I need some water. So that was dehydration. Um, it says here's a tip. Consider eating multiple small meals or snacks throughout your day rather than three large meals, or instead of skipping meals entirely. Small, frequent meals maintain the energy your body and your brain in particular, needs to stay focused and efficient. These go double for lunch. This goes double for lunch. A large lunch tend to bring we eat the dreaded afternoon slug. Yes, slum. I'm sorry. Slump. But that is so true. Here we are. We might go, you might be in a shop from, so you might have your first client at 8. Here it is, 12 o'clock in the evening. Already missed breakfast. So when you get some for lunch, it might be something heavy, a burger or chicken or something. And then once you finish eating it, it's like you're ready to, I'm ready to go sit down. I'm ready to take a nap. I need a nap, you know. So like I said, let's have small meals throughout the day instead of just trying to have one large one to cover for missing breakfast and stuff like that. And then here we go at lunch. Or even if we go all the way till it's past lunch and at 3, 4 o'clock in the evening, then we trying to hurry up and get something to eat. Try to have little things like apples or grapes, something small on to the side, to try to just nibble on. Like I said, I try to nibble on stuff. I've learned to start bringing little fruits and stuff like that, so that I can compensate for sometime I don't been a call breakfast. So just small meals. It'll help with us getting lazy because that's all that slump be. It just be here we are. We just done got lazy. Our body done got relaxed and we done ate this hot healthy meal, heavy hearty meal, and now we wanna sit down. Even if we go to Piccadilly's and get vegetables, we still be ready to, once that good meal get in us, we ready to just relax. I'm like, my day ain't over with yet, but you know, I've learned to just start having those small little things so that I can get through the day, so I don't feel all heavy and ready to call it a day. It tells us, did you know, never use hydrogen peroxide on a cut. While it is a great disinfectant, it also kills the cells intended to start the healing of tissue, leaving your cut open to secondary infections longer. So it's saying don't use hydrogen peroxide on a cut because it stops its healing time. I didn't really know that. I thought we supposed to put the peroxide on a cut so that it can kill the infection.
That same thing I thought.
So it just told us that it stops the healing. Um, wow. Like I just said, learning is fundamental. We learn something every day when we start reading. So here we are talking about hair splinters and cuts. Both hair splinters and cuts are common for those who work with hair, even among the most experienced professional. While these are seem like a minor annoyance at times, they also present the opportunity for infection. A hair splinter should be removed immediately by softening the skin using warm water and removing the splinter with tweezers. The hand should be washed afterward with soap and water and an antiseptic and bandage applied to the area. A cut should also be washed immediately with soap and water and an antiseptic or antibiotic product applied prior to applying a bandage. Um, I don't I don't really too much get the hair splinters because like I said, I try to wash my hand a lot. And cuts, I don't cut past the knuckle when I'm using my shears. Um, and I don't use a straight razor when I do eyebrows. So I try to prevent anything from causing a cut because I have seen people who get hair splinters and stuff hair cuts and hair get in them and they nail or their area gets infected and they can make your they can make it can be painful. So they can make you, slow you down from having to work until that infection gone or you get that cut and stuff like that under control. So be careful about the hair splinters and the cuts. And again, when you're in the salon, try not to when you're doing a cut, try not to go past your knuckle because that part in the between your finger get cut, that hurts and it bleeds for so long. So be mindful of that when they tell you do not cut past the knuckle. Really pay attention to that because you can always drop the hair, pick more hair up, cut again to the knuckle. If you feel like you going too far, drop the hair, pick some more hair back up, and continue to cut like that. So be very mindful about cutting past the knuckle. So here we are at a check-in, and the check-in just asks us, what can you do to help avoid developing allergies due to overexposure? What can you do to help yourself avoid these allergies due to overexposure?
Wear gloves and when you take the gloves off, wash your hands with soap and warm water, thoroughly dry them, and then add some lotion to your skin.
Yes, yes, that's correct. Wash your hands, add lotions, be mindful of the products that you're using. And like you said, keeping your hand moisturized. Keeping your hand moisturized and limit your exposure to the chemicals. Yes, that is very correct. Okay, so let's talk about protect yourself with proper body mechanics. Your muscles and bones work together as a muscular skeletal system, allowing you to walk, raise your arms, and use your fingers. Ergonomics is the science of designing the workplace as well as its equipment and tools to make specific body movement more comfortable, efficient, and safe. For example, a hydraulic chair or treatment table can be raised or lowered to accommodate beauty professionals of different heights, allowing each professional to service clients without bending over too far. Certain tools, such as shears, are designed to eliminate hand fatigue because repetitive movements are of a particular concern. Each year, hundreds of beauty professionals report musculoskeletal disorders, including carpal tunnel syndrome, a wrist injury, and back injuries. Beauty professionals may have to stand or sit all day and perform repetitive movements. I'm sorry. This makes them susceptible to problems of the hands, wrists, shoulders, neck, back, feet, and legs. Prevention is the key to avoiding problems. And awareness of your posture and movement, coupled with good work habits, proper tools, and equipment, will enhance your health and comfort. So, when they talk about like the hydraulic chair in a table, which is able to be moved up and down, um, it's good to use your chair for what it's for, like it said, up and down, because of some people height and or whatnot, or say if you trying to get the very back of their hair, you want to be able to see it really closely, as well as not having to bend over and try to get the cut straight, or curl every area that you're trying to reach in that back part. So make sure that you are using the chair for what it's for, as well as with your shears. Make sure you have the right type of shears. Make sure your shears fit your hand, and they're able to um I'll say adjust to um how you use your shears. Um because carpal tunnel comes with the fact of repetitive moving of your hands. And a lot of professionals in this field, that's what they deal with, carpal tunnel. Um, I was having a little issue with my arm and like my shoulder area, but my doctor said it was because of repeated movement. And what she told me to do is start stretching sometime before or even doing clients, to help with their movement and their motion, because I'm using their arm all the time. And plus me being right handed. That's my dominant hand. So I'm constantly using it. So she told me to learn to stretch. I haven't had any issues, thank the Lord, with my wrist. Because at one point I had a lot of clients who had wore short hair, and that's all I did was cut all the time. But I always made sure, like sometime I have I pump my fist, and as well as I'm mindful of the type of shears that I use. Um, so that I don't have wrist problem. And a long time ago, I learned that we can get insurance on our hands with um what's that they use always Affleck. And I didn't know that at first, because I was like, insurance on my hands. And I was like, wow, you can insure your hands. I don't know if you can even insure your feet. We should be able to insure our feet because we standing on them. And as much as they hurt from standing on them, they just as important as our hands. Um, so we have to be very mindful about our hands, because that what pays us. Our hands is what pay us. If we can't use our hands, we won't be getting paid. So take note of, be careful with your hands. Um, Again, I guess just like it said, the prevention key is to avoid problems. So in whatever way that's comfortable for you, make it comfortable for you, so that it can be less of a less of a problem for you, because you want longevity and long duration with using your hands. It say caution. Wearing inappropriate shoes at work is not only uncomfortable, but it can also be dangerous. Flip flops and open toe shoes are not safe to wear around electrical tools and sharp implements. When I was in school, you had to wear closed toe shoes. Nowadays, I guess because times have changed, and um people just want comfortability of their feet. They're not understanding that a closed toe shoe is better. Um Flip flops, I can't, I don't know. I'm in between because in the summertime, a long time ago, I did have some Nike flip flops that had the little memory foam in it, and they were kind of comfortable. But sometime at the end of the day, I still felt it when I sat down. So I've learned to wear a closed toe shoe, something that's more protective, something that gives my feet a little more coverage and a little more protection. Because like when you in a shoe, the right type of shoe, the the material of the shoe gonna enclose that foot, and it's gonna either make your feet be flatter, or it's gonna like a compression. It's gonna hold that foot together. So just be careful of the footwear that you wear, because again, we want to make sure we don't have back pains. We want to make sure we're not having any leg pains, knees or feet. Um, and all the other shoes, they're cute, but in the long run, you really find out what shoe work for you and what shoe don't work for you. So sometimes the ugly shoes is what we gotta put on to keep our feet and stuff together. That's what we have to do. I'm worried about comfortability and being able to stand on my feet a little bit longer. Before we go into the next section, I just think about, they used to talk about the lady who is like 90 some years old and she still does hair. And I'm like, she come been wearing no Nikes and Jordans and stuff like that. And she's still standing on her feet at 90 some years old doing her. So we gotta really, really think about what we wear on our feet. Not the clothes, it's our feet, our legs, our back, especially our backs. Um, I won't be surprised if they start talking about wearing back brace and stuff like that, to keep our backs in line. So let's be very careful about what we wear. Posture. Good posture conveys um an image of confidence and can prevent fatigue and many other physical problems. Sitting or standing improperly can put a great deal of stress on your neck, shoulders, back, and legs. Having good posture allows you to get through your day feeling good and doing your best work. Practice the following guidelines for maintaining a more stress free standing posture. Hold your head up and chin parallel to the floor. Keep your neck along and balanced directly about above the shoulders. Lift your upper body so that your chest is up and out. Do not slouch. Hold your shoulders level and relaxed. Stand with your spine straight. Just as there is a mechanically correct posture for standing, there is also a correct sitting posture. Use the following guidelines to learn to sit in a balanced position. Keep your hips level and horizontal, not tilted forward or backwards. Flex your knees slightly and position them over your feet. Lower your body smoothly into a chair, keeping your back straight. Place the soles of your feet on the floor directly under your knees. Keep the seat of the chair even with your knees. This will allow the upper and lower legs to form a 90-degree angle at the knees. Um, Distribute your body weight evenly on both hips. Keep your torso erect. When sitting at a desk, make sure it is at the correct height so that the upper and lower parts of your arm form a right angle when you are writing. So posture is everything. Like it said, when you're standing, stand straight. Um, have your shoulders and your chin held back, and held straight up. Um, Lift your upper body so that your chest is up and out. It's like with your posture, it's like you when you confident. That's what I feel. Like your confidence is your posture. If I'm all slouched over and my neck all drawn in, stuff like that, that'll make people feel like you are timid or whatnot. So with your posture, when you got your chest out, your head up, and your shoulders back, and your back straight, that's like your confidence. So just think about, excuse me, think about your posture in the same way. You doing your job, so you know that I'm finna nail this hairstyle. I'm finna nail this haircut. You know, so we gotta have the right type of confidence, the right type of posture, so that we can execute what we're trying to do the best way we can, as well as when we're sitting. When we're sitting, we don't want to be all slouched over. That cause back problems. Sometimes, not saying that we have to have our feet flat to the ground, because sometimes we don't. If we sit in a chair, that like a rolling chair or something like that, especially if we're doing a facial or whatnot, we tend to put our feet up on the legs of the chair, um, of their rolling chair. But at the end of the day, having our back straight, that is the support that we supposed to have. Again, like I just said, that's just the confidence with how I'm standing and how I'm sitting. I was just looking at figure 4-9, says good posture both presents you well and protects your joints. Practice proper seating posture is in relation to your facial bed. And as you see both of them are standing. The lady at 4-9, she's standing straight, got her back straight, her shoulders back, and she's standing like she knows what she's doing. As well as the lady that's in 14, she's sitting with her back straight. She have her feet on the floor, but she's aligned with her facial bed. Um, she knows she's getting ready to do what she knows she's gonna do best. So just watch our posture. So I like again how on the side they give you some like a little uh a little saying. I have I have a confidence about my life that comes from standing tall on my own 2 feet. Wow, that's what I just was talking about. Your confidence. And this just tells us confidence in my life. And as I'm standing tall on my 2 feet, I'm standing confident. I'm standing tall about my confidence. I'm standing assured in what I'm doing. And I'm certain. Like this is about a certainty. So that's good. Economics. Ergonomics is important in your ability to work and in your body's wellness. Repetitive motion have a cumulative effect on the muscles and joints. To avoid problems, monitor yourself as you work to see if you are falling into these bad habits. Gripping or squeezing implements too tight, bending your wrist up or down repeatedly, or contorting your wrist when using the tools of your profession. 411 figure says an improper haircutting position stresses the wrist. So Don't stress your wrist. Go in confidently and um less stress with your shears. Hold your arms too far, Holding your arms too far away from your body as you work. Holding your elbows at more than a 60-degree angle away from your body for extended periods of time. Elbows should be close to the body when cutting. Bending forward or twisting your body to get closer to your client. To avoid ergonomics related injuries, follow these guidelines. Keep your wrist in a straight or neutral position as much as possible. When working on a client's hands or feet, do not reach across the table. Have the client extend their hand across the table to you. Using ergo- uh, ergonomically designed implements. Keep your back and neck straight. Stand on an anti-fatigue mat. When standing to cut hair, position your legs hip width apart. Bend your knees slightly and align your pelvic area with your abdomen. Counter the negative impact of repetitive motions or long periods spent in one position by stretching and walking around at intervals. Always put your well being first. I just was talking about stretching. Um, Sometime when we're in one position, like I said, if you're doing a sew in, if you get say you get half of the hair put in and you feeling like you stiffening up, stretch, take a moment and just move your body, get it back to moving so it don't be feeling so stiff, left, right, bend, bend your back and stuff like that. Try to get your body back feeling like it's not locked up on in one place. Stretch your legs. Um, Maybe it's move your client in a chair for a second. That may give you a little room to walk. Um, just try to make it move your body. So it's like I said, so it don't feel like it's been in one position for so long. Um, so lifting mechanic. Whatever you are lifting, be it patients off of tables in a treatment room, or books or boxes onto shelves in the storeroom, always follow these safe lifting guidelines. Keep feet above about shoulder width apart. Keep chin up and back straight. Bend at the knees, not at the back. Keep objects close to your body. Do not twist your body when lifting or carrying. Exhale when lifting. Lift with the legs, not with the back. Push or pull instead of lifting. Never reach more than 18 inches away from the body. Avoid fast jerk motions when lifting. Um, all of those are good, especially like it said, being at the knees and not at your back. Use your knees if you having knee problems. um Figure out another way, even if it takes someone helping you. um don't hurt yourself. um you have to do what's best for you and necessary to keep you from being in pain. So if you can't be in with your knees, have someone to help you. It's never nothing wrong with asking for help. So this is an activity. Um and it just states that Ergonomic exercise. Practice these quick exercises to help you release stress from repetitive movements or from standing or sitting in one position for too long. For the wrist, stand up straight, raise both of your arms straight out, bend your wrist so your fingers point upward. Hold for 5 seconds. Holding your wrist steady. Turn your hands so your fingers face the floor. Hold for 5 seconds. And five, repeat the cycle 5 times. This is for your wrist. For your fingers, it says one, get a ball this size, get a ball the size of a tennis or a tension ball. Two, grip it tightly for a count of five and release. And three, repeat 5 times. For shoulders, one, stand up straight and shrug your shoulders upward. Two, roll your shoulders back. Hold for a count of five. Three, to reverse direction. Roll your shoulders forward. Hold for a count of five. And four, repeat 5 times. If you ever been to like therapy, for your back or something like that, those kind of be the exercises for your back, like for your shoulder as well as your hand. They might have you stretch your fingers and like they said for the shoulders, rolling your shoulders backwards and then rolling them forward, or bringing them in and then relaxing and then release again, just to relax those muscles. So all of those are good exercise, and we should keep those in mind at times in our salon and where we're working, especially if we have time in between time to do those things, or even before or after we finish start a service or after we finish a service. Probably mostly when we once we finish a service, those will be good. Um, Check in. What are 4 ways you can avoid ergonomic related injuries?
Keep your back and neck straight. Stand on the anti-fatigue mat. Uh, Use ergonomically designed implements. And what was the other one that I saw? Oh, keep your wrist in a straight or neutral position as much as possible.
Yes, yes, those are absolutely correct. Those are great ways to help you avoid those type of injuries. That is absolutely correct. Um, so we're coming to the end, and this is the last section, almost right here, and it talks about recognize the challenges posed by pregnancy. The most critical developments of the fetus, the brain, and the heart are complete within 12 weeks. During this time, exposure to chemicals should be minimum and only when necessary. If you are trying to get pregnant, it is important that you pay attention to related chemical labels, um both at home and at work. Even cleaning chemicals that you use every day, have cleaning chemicals that you use every day have precautionary statements about their use during pregnancy. So as you begin to think about childbearing, reread the labels and understand the safe use of certain products. It is important to remember that everything that touches your skin is absorbed, as in, as is every firm or vapor that you inhale. While this may be a risk you are willing to take for yourself, it is not a safe decision for your unborn baby. When your client tells you they are pregnant or you can see for yourself, it is important to review with them the chemicals being used in their services and allow them an opportunity to read the label or SDS if they wish. When in doubt, direct a client to their physician and give them time to make a decision they are comfortable with in terms of services during pregnancy. Figure 414 says pregnancy requires extra care in the salon, spa, or barbershop environment, which is true. Again, like they said, um, so many chemicals and so many different products are being used from each individual person in there. So we do have to be mindful of someone who's carrying a pregnant, far as client wise, and as well as if you are the stylist, women are barbers or whatever. We have to be mindful of what we're surrounded by. Pregnancy in the salon, spa, and barbershop. Regardless of who is pregnant, the following precautions should be followed. Always extend your arm the full length when using a spray and direct the spray away from yourself and your client. When possible, spray with the container held below the waistline. Wear gloves during any chemical process, including cleaning. Ensure that the gloves you have chosen are appropriate for the chemicals you are using. For example, gloves made from petroleum products are broken down for products containing petroleum. Avoid sitting at a pedicure bowl when the uh adjust, adjustments one is being disinfected. Running disinfectant or bleach through the pedicure jets causes the chemicals to become airborne, and wash hands frequently. So we have to be very careful about how we using the sprays, as well as when we're using the cleaning products, or what the type of cleaning products, as well as the gloves that we're using when we come in to clean the products. We cleaning the products. So we have to be careful about all those things. And like you said, running disinfectant or bleach, it becomes airborne. So that means that it gets into the air. So we have to be careful about that, because again, like it just said, that the brain and the heart is very essential uh when it comes to the development of a fetus. And we have to really pay attention these days, because so much can go on when you're pregnant. I always use this saying as, when you get pregnant, when you're having a baby, it's like tossing a coin. You really don't know what you're gonna get. You wishing for a healthy baby, but you don't know. So a lot of things can take place. The foods we take in, the environment that we're in, like I said, the chemicals we're around, the genetic makeup altogether. It's just a really coin toss. Because again, like I said, we're wanting a healthy baby, but so many things can take place in the developing part of the baby. And it just told us that these things, far as the brain and the heart, are complete within 12 weeks. So the first 12 weeks, the first 3 months, we have to be so cautious and careful about what we're doing, how we're doing it, and what we're around. Um, I don't think back then they really talked as much about the chemicals and stuff like that. All I remember is Don't reach your arms up over your head. Your baby cord could get wrapped around their neck and stuff like that. But like we was just talking the other day about the vaccinations and stuff, even with us, like here we are having to um take certain medications and stuff, and back back then a lot of them didn't consider what our vitamins and intake, what it could do also to the baby. So the first 3 months we had to be really really careful about these type of things, I guess. That's why like the prenatals and stuff like that supposed to play a big role in the development of the brain and the heart, especially the brain. um I was trying to think of, it was something else that they use. They talk about when it comes to DH, DA, something like that. Far as with the brain, they have all type of new stuff. They're supposed to help with in the development of their brain, and um like they in their milk and stuff like that. So we just have to be very careful. When it comes to the exposure, when we're encountering pregnancy or encountering someone who is pregnant. So this is the last check-in of this chapter, and it tells us how should pregnant individuals handle chemicals. How should pregnant individuals handle chemicals?
Wear gloves, especially when cleaning. Make sure that the gloves that they choose are proper for the chemicals that they're using. I think
Yeah.
that's the only. I think that's it. I don't see anything else.
Yeah, they really didn't. They really didn't say too much. And on the other thing is like if you using sprays, don't be so direct with the spray.
Yeah, try to hold. I think it said hold it below the waist. Is that what it said?
Yeah,
Yeah, try to hold it below the waistline when
yeah.
spraying it.
I'm trying to with myself. I'm trying to see how can
How
I'm
can you sprayed it if it's below the waist?
right. It's like how is that going up to the hair? So me personally,
That means you bending your wrist, right? And when we just told not to try to overextend your wrist.
right, and not only that, how is the oil sheen or the spray gonna get to the hair? To me, that's like it's gonna get on their back.
Uh-huh.
So, like a lot of times, even whether I encounter someone pregnant or not, I normally I don't be direct on their head, but I do it in the air, so it can fall onto their hair. That way, to me, I feel like it ain't just it's not really in their face, and it's more so like a mist, and it's coming down anyway. So to me, that's like a better way. It's not so direct. Or they have like the little hand mask thing that they can put in the front of their face as well, so that it don't be directly in their face. But that wrist thing, I don't know. I don't know how that works. I have to see somebody doing that to see how that really works. I don't know. That's I'm short too, so I don't know. I don't know how this gonna work. So, but yeah, um, so we have come to the end of this chapter. It has gave us some great tools and some great nuggets on how to stay a healthy professional. Um, so it said tells us at the end, congratulations on completing this chapter. Before you move on, take a moment to think about how these healthy professional topics apply to your particular discipline. Discuss with a classmate or study group ways in which you can fit healthy eating into a busy day on the job, specific ergonomic concerns you'll want to watch out for, and possible injuries to during your service, and so on. So congratulations, we have came to an end of chapter 4. Um, chapter 4 was a very good um eye opener, I'll say, because it I've been in the industry for so long that a lot of things is like retraining old habits. Um, re the moving out old habits, I'll say, and replacing them with new ones that are better than the ones that I had. Um, it made me look at my water intake. It also made me look at the fact of, as I done got a little bit older, I need to do some vitamin research, I'll say, on what I need so that I can stay up to par in my business. As well as like my eating again. I'm not worried about getting pregnant, so I'm not worried about that part. My posture, whether I'm standing or sitting, um, um, the allergy overexposure, my back, my hip, and my feet. Like we talked about the compression socks, the improvement for my immune system. Um, Staying at home when I'm sick, that's just a given. Um, I couldn't I couldn't go to work and want to spread my germs to no one. Um, just it just really gave me a really good understanding about how to be a healthy professional. Um, it didn't lack anything that I needed to know, I'll say. Like I said, it gave a lot of great jewels. Because these are the things that we don't talk about a lot in the profession. So we have to revert back to what we read and what we are taught. Because again, when I got my license back in 2003, and it's 25. So much has changed over that time, and I don't remember even talking about how to be a healthy professional. So this chapter was very insightful to me, and I hope it was for you as well, because again, not just being a healthy professional, these are just keys that we can take on how to just be a healthy person, period. What we need, what the requirements are, and staying healthy, and just giving us a breakdown of things that we don't like I said, discuss um all the time in this profession. Um, give me some of your feedback. What do you think about the whole chapter that we just read about?
The part about the hydrogen peroxide, I did not know that. That was like I had never heard that one before, so that one was new to me. Um, I mean, overall, I knew that with our profession that we have to take care of us because we're our biggest investment. But I like that they went into detail with
Right,
everything, much from top to bottom, from your brain down to your feet,
right.
exactly what you need to do. And the eating little small meals, that's real smart. I'm gonna start trying to do that more. Like you said, taking like apples or grapes or something with me, which makes a lot of sense instead of sitting there trying to eat like a big lunch, knowing that I didn't skip breakfast. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so small. Yeah, that recommendation you did with the apples, I'm gonna try that at work.
Mm-hmm.
Some fruit and stuff with me. And I didn't
Yeah.
know that it takes away from your water intake too. I was like, okay, I'm drinking water, but I didn't know cutting a meal takes away from water too.
Right, right.
So yeah, I like this chapter out of all four of them. I love this one the most.
Right. It really was very informative. I'm like
Mm-hmm.
you, especially about the hydrogen peroxide. Like that be our go-to. We get a
Mm-hmm.
cut off of the pour the hydrogen peroxide on that cut so it don't get infected because that was, like I said, undoing old habits.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
know, that was
That's
really
what we were taught.
good.
That's sure what we were taught.
You know, because what we taught, we repeat. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and so, like I said, me being in the industry for so long, this just really helped me to retrain my brain on what I needed to, change some things on, do better in certain areas. And if I do this, this right here gonna take place. Like it said about when we don't have enough water, we can lose memory, won't be able to do the small functions as math, so those type of things. Like I'm just thinking, if I don't drink enough water, I just be thirsty or sluggish sometimes, but all that takes place because I guess with the brain, if we're watering our body, it's watering everything, it's keeping everything pliable and rejuvenated. So I'm like you, it's just a lot of little small things that I took away from just being in this chapter alone. So, what I'll say, not just the teacher teaching, the teacher being taught as well,
You're right.
you know. Um, but I did learn that though about the small little meals, having nothing too heavy at one time. And just you know fruit has water in it. It's the juices, so that helps with keeping hydrated as well. So like it was really really informative. um and I go back to the beginning where it says stay hungry, stay foolish. So we got to stay hungry for the knowledge. And that, I guess, what it say, the word tells us that we perish from the lack of knowledge. So if we don't continue to learn, we'll be starving ourselves.
Yeah.
But if
Miss,
we
I'm
hmm,
sorry. I was gonna say, like I was listening to Miss D when she was on with the educators,
hmm,
and I remember her saying something about I think she said dementia, and she was like, if you don't stay active and moving and everything, you kind of pretty much deteriorating. And then
hmm,
what brings us back to that lady that you said was in her 90s and still doing hair. It's because she moving around and she's socializing with people and everything. And I believe it. I really and truly believe it. That,
yes,
that socializing and staying engaged and staying active, yeah,
yeah.
that it brings longevity. I really believe it.
Yes, because people retire, they get relaxed, like want to be in the house and want to stay sitting down. Now you have to keep moving. You have to keep active. You got to keep your brain. You have to keep your brain doing something. I worked at Lifetime the gym, and I used to see so many old people coming in there, and I used to just watch them, and I'd be like, I know these old people not really working out. So I stopped one of the um the trainers, and I said, how come it be so many older people in here? And he said, because they in here to moving to keep their bodies from locking up and keep their mind going, to keep them busy, to keep them doing something. And it's like I started thinking like, wow, that's good. These people was in their 80s and stuff, and I'm like, they lifting and jump roping, and I'm like, pickleballing, and I'm like, okay, okay, I understand. Like you just said when she was talking about the dementia, you know, we have to keep our brain sharpened. That's why a lot of people do crossword puzzles. That's why people be reading. That's why people be um exercising, getting out and about. Like my kids got a great grandmama, and she's in her, I think, mother is like, I want to say her late 80s, and before they stopped her from driving, she used to be everywhere. When I say everywhere, everywhere. But the only reason why they said they stopped her from driving is because people these days, it's so much going on these days. And people do not care about older people now. This younger generation, they don't care. They don't have, it's like, I don't know who raised them, but they don't care. They'll hurt your grandmama, they'll hurt your great grandmama, they'll hurt your great great grandmama. So, um, but she stayed moving, she kept moving, she didn't sit still. So as long as you're moving, your brain is functioning, your brain is doing what it needs to do. It's still learning. Like when Miss D was just talking about interpersonal and stuff like that, and she was saying how people are continuously learning. As long as your brain is functioning, you are continuously learning. So I'm like, wow, we just have to remain um remain moving, or what's the word, steadfast, like steady doing something, um to keep ourselves all together, because I know, like, for me, like I said, I have sickle cell, and some days some days be better than others, but a lot of days been a lot better. I don't have a whole lot of issues. But the days that I do have issues, when I was younger, and my mama used to be like, "No, you talking about you in a crisis, but and you feel like you stiffening up. Now you need to get up and move. You need to get up and be moving around so your blood can get to pumping like it needs to, so your blood can move out those sickles that's sickling up. So like I have to remind myself that only a cripple yourself if you stay still. So keep moving, move, move, move. And that's why I love, like, um doing her and stuff like that. Like you said, being active, constantly, you in community with people and stuff like that. Like, you have to keep going. You can't sit still. You have to keep going. The only thing I can say about the 90-year-old lady that do her, though, I don't know if she's using, like, Marcel's and stuff. I hope she got a steady hand still, because I wouldn't want her to burn nobody.
Right.
but but that's just a joke that I see to myself, like, I would I don't think I want to be 90 years old doing her, though. I don't want to be behind nobody's chair. I'll be behind somebody's, I'll be teaching, but I don't think I want to be standing up in no salon. I'm trying to set it up where my kids can uh have that type of uh enthusiasm. Like, I'm trying to set up the foundation and leave a legacy, so leave a brand, will I say. Um but yeah, let's make sure we are healthy professionals. If we're healthy professionals, we are healthy human beings. So, hey, that was a great chapter. Um, I hope you have been looking at your study guide. I think the test is due on Sunday by 11:59. Um, I
Yeah,
hope and pray. Go ahead.
she just posted it.
Okay, sound good. I hope that you pass with flying colors on your test. And hey, I really enjoy you being a student. You have great feedback. I always tell you that, and I love that because some students I have at nighttime, they getting better. They used to be so quiet. I be like, any feedback? They be like, no, ma'am. I'm like, somebody gotta have some feedback because I'm talking too much. I'm reading too much. So I really appreciate it. And um I don't know what chapter will be next. Um, come for next week, but hopefully she will put it in the Facebook, or I probably have to get it together myself. And I'm really trying to see if we're coming out of the foundations book and into the My Lady book on some little learnings with the hair, dealing with the hair. But I also have had in my mind about the infection control, which is chapter 5, I believe. And I kind of wanna go into that before we come out of that, because infection control is a good chapter, and it just talks about how to control the things in the salon far as when it comes to dealing with certain infections and what we may see. So that may be the next chapter before we go into the My Lady book far as we um chemical service, hairstyle and her design, stuff like that. So um if you don't mind, let me get your phone number so that I can message you once I do once I do get that information.
Okay, no problem. It's let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
It's 901
Mm-hmm.
483
Mm-hmm.
6751.
6751.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Thank you. And I usually whatever she texts me and stuff like that, or inform me of any changes and stuff like that, I normally send out a text to my students and just let them know where we stand and where we are. But again, I appreciate everything that you're doing as far as getting online to, accomplish this goal. Um, you put it in mind, you took one step, and you're following your steps. So continue to let God guide you on your journey, and I just think that you're gonna be a great successor in this profession. And stay open minded and stay willing. Don't just stop right here. Keep going. Keep going. But if you don't have any other feedback and you don't have any questions, um, it's 11:42, and once we finish and we don't have, I know it's not a video or anything. Um, if you don't have any other questions and stuff, I can let you go, and unless you want to go through some of the study guide, but we don't have much time. But I'll
No,
go over with you if you want me to.
we'll have to go over. I think I'm okay with it. So I do have a quick question though.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, and it's not related to the book or anything, do you by any chance know when we'll be like in the classroom setting? Because I know Miss D got a lot going on, but the only reason why I asked is so that I think we'll be in there till like 2 o'clock, and I just got to let my manager know, like, hey, I'll be in the classroom around this time here so that I can get my schedule changed.
Okay. I don't know exactly when we'll be back in the building. All I know is that this month we was taking the virtual route due to her mom. So again, she either will announce it on the Facebook in the group, or she'll send me a text, and I can always send it, the information to you and let you know exactly when we'll be in the building. And I can't wait because I'm ready to do some hands-on stuff. No lie. Um,
I
but
told her I want to specialize in cut and color, and
mhm.
the person that referred me told me that Miss D, like, that's her specialty, cut and color. That's why I mentioned about going and getting, my barber after I take care of this. I'm so ready for that.
Yes, when I say she is a beast in that coloring, she is. Um, she very thorough about the formulation. When I say she's very knowledgeable all around when it comes to this industry, I just say she is. I've been trying to get out. I have been trying to get up under her leadership for the longest. But I guess at the time that I was trying to get under her, it wasn't the right time.
Mm-hmm.
But when the time had presented itself, I went in head forward. And when I say I've been learning so much more since, I've been in there with her, from not just cause to aesthetics to everything that she putting her hand in. I'm really, really learning. So I try to tell the young ladies, y'all have really picked a really perfect place to be, because not only is she's um a great teacher, she's standing on good ground. God is really covering her business, not just her business, but her. And when you're on good ground, it can't do nothing but trickle off onto the people that you
Mm-hmm.
are teaching. So from me being an instructor to the people who are student instructors to y'all as students, when I say the learning is exceptional, it is exceptional. So like I said, stay connected, stay grounded, stay hungry, and um this is a great place. I can say that. And like when she put on the when she posts, it be pass after pass after pass. No lie. And they pass it on the first go round.
Mm-hmm.
So hey, stay grounded, stay connected, and watch you soar. We all get it be some bumps, but you know, a bumpy is just a hump for us to get over. So you just stay focused, you know, just stay willing, like I said, and you can handle distractions. You a mom, you know what distractions are, and just keep going, keep going, keep going, just keep going, keep going.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But if you don't have anything else, I don't have anything else. And I always say this: love, peace, and her grease. You have a wonderful Thursday.
All right, you too.
Okay.